Hi there, King Traders. This is Currency Watch, back from the long weekend. Jumped into a few trades today, but nothing spectacular. The markets are pretty much dead. Microphone's not working. Who knows why? It's always something, isn't it? Let's go through the setups and see what we have going on, and then we'll take a look at what we have for the broader week. First, I guess we'll look at the fib setup that we had in the Great Britain nod. The Great Britain nod was looking like it was ready to make a move lower. Had a lot of levels and so forth that were looking as though the pair could be ready for a move back lower. I guess we'll start out with Great Britain New Zealand because I guess I have that chart open. You can see that the pair moved back. I was looking for a pushback up to the 50 fib at 198.55. We're getting really close to getting that right about now, but I'm definitely not going to jump into the trade here after noon. But the Great Britain Oz, on the other hand, this trade triggered, and we really didn't get anything. We can see that the pair moved back steadily but surely overnight, hit right at the beginning of trading in Europe at the 180.40 level, looking for a pushback down lower. Just missed by about 10 pips, moving the period to break even, and then at least we could have locked in 50 pips. And then closed the trade right before the spike higher. I guess I was a little bit lucky, but I wouldn't have thought luck. I just saw that pair hadn't done anything, and this basically did look like a flag, so it looked like maybe we were going to get one more push low higher. The pair could definitely roll over now that it touched the 50 fib. I mean the 0.68 fib at 180.61. We'll have to see what happens there. If we want, I guess we'll go through all the fib setups. If we looked at the yen crosses, they basically took the day off. Not much to do, not much to say. Just basically, the pairs never had any sort of pushback down lower. We would have been looking for a fib retracement down towards the 167 level. Obviously, didn't get that in the Great Britain, and the JPY. We also didn't get any sort of pushback down lower. But now let's go into the more important things. We'll look at the stacker. The stacker and the harmonic setups that I have been currently looking at. Stacker trades last month basically did pretty poorly. We just had a bunch of chipping away here and there from the time we actually started doing them without any direction whatsoever. If we look right now, you can see, well, let's go to the Euro USD. We can see that in this pair that over the last month we had the giant push down lower, which of course that did trigger, we broke below this 135 level, and we had the 50% retrace. We jumped into it and we were closed out on the spike higher, and then it looked like we had a chance to go back down lower, and the pair slowly but surely broke up higher above that. It was just annoying, gradual, boring trading. Now that the pair is broken above this 136.20 level on a 50 fib pullback, in theory we should be looking to jump in, but I'm going to be honest, with the way the slow, gradual trade has come to completion, I'm looking for this trade to be over. If you look at all the fundamentals, there's really no reason whatsoever for the euro to be going up higher. So it is just a constant move higher, just taking out stops and so forth. And I guess just in slower markets, the euro does have a tendency to slide up. So what we're going to look at here is we're going to be looking into the that's funny, the big template. Let me open up the template of the look that I made just today. Apply template in the Euro USD. What we're going to be looking for in this pair is, okay, saved it. I was about to be a little upset. Of course, just a second. Move, insert. I don't like computers. Alright, they do make our lives easier, but I just, yeah. Alright, so let's take a look at this Euro USD trade. We definitely have a bat pattern, and the only thing to remember really on any kind of harmonic pattern is you're creating a cluster of fib levels and price and resistance levels. So you can see we had to move back to A, and then we had to move back up right above the 50 fib at 135.62, then the push back down, and then we pushed back up towards the 0.886 fib of this entire move, which also coincides with the 1.68 fib this move down lower. So what we're watching here now is if we get a push up to this 137.70 levels, we have a bunch of fib levels, we have support, we have resistance levels, we could see a rollover. And if we do get a rollover, we would be looking for a push all the way to 132.50 and put our stops right above this 138.30. And we would also use a combination, if we get the reversal there, of that stacker trade that we've been looking at. And with that, we would just be looking to move it to break even, and move the add-ons trade on the pushback down lower. So that 137.70 is a key level in this Euro USD setup, and that's what we're going to be watching this week. This week from this point forward. And the other trade we jumped into is basically the inverse of that, but it is also the other pair we've been watching, and just basically the stacker trade is driving nuts on this one because it was following this ascending trend line. I just took it off the chart because I can't look at it anymore. But you can see that this pair has been moving lower, and it wouldn't have been a good stacker because we see we have the pushback down lower, and then we have blah 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 blah, and actually it would have been a pretty good, pretty strong stacker setup because you can see we had our initial push down lower where you would have broke the cluster of the range right about it's hard to do without the trend line right now. Let's look at it with some little. Oh, you know what I trying to do? Because we're not looking on the daily. If we look on the daily, you can see that we had the pushback down, broke the range. We broke the range right about there. And then you see we had the 50 fib push up, and then push back down lower. And it looks like we would have stacked into that trade twice and been up about 150 pips. But I didn't do it because it was resting right on the trend line, and I don't really regret that. But now that the pair is below the trend line, I would favor a continued push lower. But while I'm looking, because we're into this resistance zone, that we could get a possible reversal and then stack the trade on the way up. And what we're looking at here is this could be just another sort of harmonic pattern, calling a bad pattern. And with this, we had a pushback. We had the pushback higher, then a reversal of this AB level to the 49% level. That's actually 48.7 or something, but we can see that's close to the fib. And we're looking for that to be the point between the 0.386 and I think the 0.646. And you see then we have the pushback higher in the AC, and you can see on the AC, I'm doing some work in the office. Sorry about that. You can see that they had the pushback higher on the BC to the 68 fib, back down, and then we just have a clustering of fibs here. We have a clustering of fib from the extension on this move, and then extension on the shorter move. So we have a resistance zone, and it's a pretty clean cut trade. Just go long here at this. I think I'm long at 89.15. We're still just right about there. I'm looking for a bounce here. I'm going to stop at 88.80. So the risk reward is you're not risky much, and we're looking for a big pop up to 92.50. So I would take that trade 100 times out of 100 times. I like the way that's setting up in the short term. If we look at the other pairs, you can see if you look at the other pairs, you can see in the Great Britain USD that the pair has moved higher above the zone. It's actually still, I told these people specifically about to do this right now. Alright, so we can see that we broke out of this range, the 163.30 and the 158.75, so we'll just keep an eye on that. I have no direction and I guess the pair could go higher, but look at this for the last 5-6 days, it's done absolutely nothing. Aussie still bouncing around with that trade setup that we looked at last week. I was looking for a push down towards the 89.80 level, where we just missed it. The low was 89.88. Unfortunate, pounced up by 100 pips, but maybe we'll get a second chance at it because there's a nice setup there. We'll be keeping an eye on that Oz USD, still looking for that 0.8980 level. And New Zealand, whatever, just bouncing around in this range here. And the JPY yen, looking for a pushback higher, would like it to get up towards the 103.50 level or so then we can have a nice short there with our stops above that 103.72, looking for a short-term push down lower after we played that pair to the downside last week quite well. Yen pair is still consolidating, looks like maybe they're pushing higher, We'll just continue to move higher. It's funny that the yen is moving strongly against other currencies, but it's holding its own with the USD. And the Great Britain in Great Britain and New Zealand just kind of consolidating today. All right, so just holding the Swiss franc trade. Everything's looking groovy. We'll put out the harmonic trades and so forth, probably around the 4-hour chart change, around 5. And then we'll see what we have going for overnight trades and the harmonic setups. Everybody have a good one.